folkies. Yeah, welcome to part 2 of the Luthier's Lair series, detailing the revisit and refurb of the Gazzbass Dystopia, sort of cyberpunky, steampunky, dystopian kind of butterfly crapola base. Actually, it's not crapola, it's pretty good. Stylish, yeah. So let's go and get on with refurbing this rather unique instrument. Let's see what we can do. So we've got the base assembled again. There was a neck shim in it, and I just left the shim in there for the time being to see how it reacts. The LEDs are working fine now. Everything was cleaned out. Redid the ground circuitry in the controls. Checked to see if there was noise. Doesn't seem to be any noise at all, so that's a good thing. Everything looking okay and spiffy. And I did put another neck plate on this. You can see there, nice neck plate. And there we go. It just remains for me to string it up, see if it works, and make adjustments to the neck if necessary. And I'm not going to do a full setup because I'm going to probably be taking it apart again a little bit to do some finishing touches to it. Maybe touch up the paint on these parts, stuff like that, and get it presentable. So let's go string her up. Okay, time for a little bit of setup. Like I mentioned before, the only kind of setup I'm going to do right now is a neck relief check and a string height check to see where we're at. And I can already tell the strings are very low, and there's still quite a bit of play in the bridge. The bridge is actually still quite high as it is, so I might even, if it fits, I might even swap this out for a high mass bridge, but I'll think about that later. I do have some in stock, so let's put the capo on the first fret and check neck relief. Now it might be that the strings are so low that the neck needs to be maybe slackened off because it's a bit too straight. That's what I'm thinking. Finger on the 17th fret, and let's put this 12th thou feeler gauge under the 7th. Oh, that's very close actually. It could be, it's slightly too straight. The neck is slightly too straight. You check the treble end, yeah, by the same amount as well, so the neck is not warped. Excuse me. So I'm going to go and fix that first. Then we'll come back and check the string height. Alright. Well, apparently I did leave the neck shim in there. It really doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. The string height is very low at the moment. It's like 4/64ths of an inch, and it is buzzing near the heel, which means I do not need the shim that I put in there. So I'm going to take the shim out. Means taking the neck off again and all that groovy stuff. We'll do that, and then we'll string her back up again and see what we get. I'm pretty sure the neck tension is going to be okay, and then it's just working on string height after that to see what's going on with the neck pocket here. So we should be shimless after this, I think. So let's go and do it. Well, the shim is out, and something kind of strange has happened. I looked at the neck, and the neck is very good. It's pretty true. The shim is removed from the heel side of the neck pocket, and the string height is like 4/64ths. It's the lowest I usually put it. And whoa. So, as you can see, it's still tilting up at the heel. It may be that one of the wires for the LEDs are caught under there, but I would expect it not to work because the tension is so high in there. It requires, it looks like to me, a little hardware veneer shim at the other side of the pocket to bring the neck that way slightly, so that I can get the proper string relief at the end of the heel. But in doing that, it's going to create a higher string action near the middle of the neck, so I'll have to offset that with the truss rod adjustment, and obviously with adjusting at the bridge here. So that's what I'm going to do. So slacken the strings off, slacken the neck off, slip this shim under there, probably about here, and tighten it back up and see what we get. Very unusual, never had to do that before. But this is a crazy ass bass, and as you can hear, it's turned on and it's sounds good, you know. Quite a fair bit of output in it. So yeah, not as noisy as it was. Just plays like a PJ actually, as you would expect. So yeah, let's go do that. See what we come up with, shall we? Indeed. That is master volume. That's crazy. Okay, let's go. Okay, I shimmed the neck. There are a couple of issues still. At the nut side, the nut slots need to be deepened because they're too high. The strings are too high at the nut side, which is easily done. Just file that away a little bit till we get to the right depth, which I have gauges for. Sounds good, but there's still a little choke in there, and I'm pretty sure that that has been fret movement there. I'm pretty sure because it's pretty close, but the problem is, see, there's choking at certain points, and the fingerboard itself looks flat. I'm pretty sure I've got raised frets. However, the string height is about 6/64, between 6 and 7/64, which is kind of high. I would like it lower than that, and if I do put it lower, I'm going to get the quack. I'm going to get a real quack from that one, which is this fret here that's causing the issues. So, what do I do? Well, I can certainly shim the neck, which is much quicker than dressing the frets, just to see if the theory is correct there. If it's not, I'm going to get a hell of a string height once I shim it again. And if I measure the hardwood veneer that I use, I think it's 20 thousandths of an inch. Yeah, 20 thousandths of an inch. If you saw that, yeah. You see that? Yeah, 20 thousandths of an inch. So that would be like a 40 thou shim under there. That's getting kind of high. But yeah, I can do that. Actually, put two shims side by side, so that I get a bit more of a break angle, if you know, when I push the shims further down there. Sounds good. The other idea I was toying with was putting this on it, hip shot high mass. Raise the string height even more, of course, you know, but I've got a lot there. So this is down to the ground right now. It would be fine, but when I size it up, using the existing holes I have in the bridge, put it there, I find that it interferes. The end of the bridge here interferes with the neck, the bridge pickup adjustment. If I put it further back so that it clears that, so that it's level with where the bridge is now, then I don't have enough play to get intonation. So I really can't use that. Hold on. I got to take that call. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. It is Christmas Eve after all, and I'm getting calls from relatives, video calls and stuff, and such like. Awesome. Good fun. But yeah, I managed to put another shim in the neck. That's up like 40 thou now. And I got the string height down to 5/64, which is great. There is slight choking still. Excuse me. Right there. But it's the same fret on all strings. It's probably a lifted fret, and the frets do need to be levelled, redressed and crowned and redressed. But it's good enough kind of to play down here anyway, right now, except for the nut still needs to be filed down. But yeah, doing well here. Now I've got a plan. I have some old P-bass pick guards here. I'm going to cut one of them. It'll be shaped like that, and it usually goes over here, but I'm of course going to skip that, and I'm going to contour it so it's kind of the same shape as this part, which is the thorax of the butterfly here, of the dystopian butterfly. I'm going to cut that to size. I'll cover these holes here that were from the previous one, which I seem to have thrown out actually. Good job, it was garbage. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm getting a really good sound out of it and everything now. It's pretty playable, it's really playable in fact. Just needs some fretwork and we'll be hunky-dory and good to go. All set. So, yeah! Christmas tomorrow. I couldn't find a stocking big enough to fit a bass in though, so nobody's getting me another bass for Christmas. Like I need them. Anyway, let's go. Hello, and welcome to Archaeological Bass Digs. If it appears I'm looking down on you, it's because I am. I'm the authority figure here, and you must bow to my greater knowledge. Today, we're going to look at a remarkable find off the east coast of Florida called the Gazzbass Dystopia. When I saw this article in person, I nearly bricked my pants. Here it is then, the Gazzbass Dystopia. People think, and I'm talking about clever people, think this bass was created long before Atlantis sank into the African Ocean. Note this totem here, a single tear, and it looks something like a porcelain tortoise. Scientists have discussed this and have come to the startling conclusion that although this bass is built of poplar and oak, the tortoise here gives a distinctive tone to the bass. It doesn't matter that this bass is made of wood, because the tortoise is stuck on the tail of the bass, and that means it will enrich the bass with tones that you cannot get from electronics alone.
The tortoise symbolizes the low end, the slow end. But this bass is far from slow. As you can see, we are talking about a 13,000-year-old instrument. It has some curious initials on it. It has the sign of the Freemasons, showing us that even back then there were funny handshakes and gimpy walks and a club for men to relax in. The colour of the pickups, one black and one white, shows the synergy of the race that created this bass guitar. These squiggly lines cannot be deciphered from any known texts. The I sign here suggests that perhaps the Illuminati were alive and well in Atlantis. Again, here we have a squiggly line that has not been deciphered by scientists. And if we pan the camera, you will see there is a rare orange heart-shaped gemstone. And up here we have a cyberpunk beetle, showing that not only was the dystopian style of cyberpunk alive and well prior to the last ice age, it actually thrived into our time. Where the ancients developed LEDs is still a mystery, and John von Neumann has awoken from his slumber from the grave to give us some information on this actual fact. Or is it? Or will you? These are just some of the mysteries that engage the minds of modern luthiers. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that this has shed some light on the information that we have learned today. Thank you.
So what's next for this beast? Okay, it's staying in tune, which is good, which is what it's meant to do, of course, on these lighter gauge strings. I think I will recommend this gauge of strings for this bass. I'm going to try it with heavier gauge elixir strings later on, just to see how the body and everything reacts. Now if it does cup up like that, I have the option to maybe just put some carbon fibre reinforcement rods in the back there. Oh, thanks Alexa, you prick. Alexa, stop. See, I never asked her anything. You know, Adam Savage has one of those in his workshop. He doesn't get that bullshit all the time. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, carbon fibre reinforcement rods maybe in the back there. We'll see when I put that on, but I'm going to go and do something like this now. I've a bunch of old P-bass pick guards, and of course this is differently sized, as you can see. In a P-bass, that's it up at the neck there. Of course it would look stupid like that, so we're going to, because the old one, the screw holes there now, it doesn't look very good, so let's cover that up, shall we, by using this. And this will fit this neck, I think. I built this to P-bass specs, so yeah, that's going to fit. So let's just place it there and we'll mark this up a little bit to see where we can go. I'd like to keep that screw hole there, So where's that in relation to that? I'm saying about here, and I'm correct. So let's place that back. Let's make a little tick mark here. And we're coming down here, so I want that to come, let me see, about here. There you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut straight down there, and I've scuffed this up already so it looks kind of dystopian and grungy. I might do other things with it, like laser engrave crapola in here. But we're going to take a ruler now, and we're going to actually straight edge this, and then I'll round it by maybe belt sanding it and stuff like that, and beveling it after the fact. So let's go and try this out and see what we've got. Well, that's about it for part 2. All I've got time for this part, sadly. But there will be a part 3. And of course we'll be continuing work on the dystopia here. I hope you're enjoying this video series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And give me an old thumbs up there if you like. Helps me out a lot. Thanks, folks. So, until part 3, all that remains for me to say is stay safe, be good, and catch you next time. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers. Bye-bye.